Greetings and salutations, universe. This is Creeta, and this is Omnifactory. Between last episodes, we've been making a few improvements. One was I'm trying to work on a system for our aluminum dust, but try and get up here. It seems that it's a little bit grumpy about measuring. Let's get this thing here. I tried putting a sensor filter upgrade thingamabobber in there, but it won't pick up the amount of items inside the input hatch. So we just decided to basically fill it up. But it does have some other redstone usefulnesses on it. We can have it require a strong signal, I think. Output. Right here. Oh, here we go. Activate without signal. So, if we, for example, put this sneaky lever right here, like so, and then click it, now the power right there is 15, and we should be good in terms of this. Once we see that this goes down to 63, because this processes another aluminum via the sneaky transparent conduit facades that are painted with an invisible block. Invisible blocks are amazing. I'm totally on another tangent, but they're a little bit weird. Quite a few fun things we can do with that, and then we can paint this sneaky block just by clicking on it with a block. And now this has 62 in it. We right click that block, and now it'll flow back up to 64. So if I ever really want to, I could empty out this bus right here, and it won't fill if I desire it not to, right? So we can put like energetic alloy in here and still have it, but when we want it to make aluminum automatically, we click that button and it will flow. The aluminum shall flow. And then I have a little workaround to get the aluminum to come from that location over here. I'm using an in-between crate. It's terrible wiring, but it works for now, and then it flows up to our system. Voila! So 27,000. Alright, now, what are we going to do this episode? I would like to start off by pretty much making all of these things. We have some quests that we need to do, and I'd really like to get this page done. I did figure out, thanks to the help of Discord and comments, how to update this. It was a command I had to run. Normally there'd be a little button right here to update our quests, but didn't work. So yeah, there was a few new quests, but we'd already done most of them, so I'd sort of tinkered with them. What we're going to do first is make a transmission coil. Very good. There we go. Transmission coil. We're going to make a nether cake, and while we're at it, we might as well make a ender cake. I'm not too sure if we'll do anything in the ender, but you know, might try that. Conductive iron jetpack. You saw how annoying that was in the last pack. A building gadget from Building Gadgets. An exchanging gadget. That might end up being quite useful. There's a lot of things where using these could be very excellent. And a destruction gadget. I'm scared of this one. Very, very scared. So there we go. Quests complete. And that should be everything except for Applied Energestics. So, I think that is what we should do next. Actually, I think it would be really fun to play a little prank. So let's first test something. This is a sneaky block. It doesn't do anything, but we can click on it with something else. But it doesn't take up the attributes of that thing. So we can make something look like a trap, but it's actually totally harmless. And then there's another thing, which is this sneaky false block, which can be made to look like something, but you can walk through it. Oh, I think we have the markings of a very fun trap. Now, Brim has been gone for a little while, but he recently returned, and that's very exciting. However, he's not playing very much. But he also watches our videos, so it might be a little bit tricky to play a little harmless prank on him, but we can certainly try. So what I'm thinking is we're going to pick some of these blocks up, and then we're going to place these sneaky blocks and see if we can convince the textures to continue. We can't. Alright, textures don't continue. That's very sad. But we would now fall through that block, and I don't have flight right now, so we would instantly die. That wouldn't be good. So let's see if we can do a prank another way. Maybe with these blocks right here, these big tiles. I don't know. It's kind of tricky because his base is very tiley. Maybe I have to do it on an entire chunk. Yes. I think we might have something here. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's perfect. Now, let's see. We just have to finish the job, which is make it look absolutely deadly. Remember, this is a totally harmless prank. Ooh, you can even, like, look out of it. Oh, that's sneaky. Oh, the camera doesn't care. Oh, I love it. Oh, wait. We need to know what way it's this way? I'll go with this way. We're going to leave a little signy do. Hi, Brim. Heart. Harmless prank. Thought funny. Can clean it. Yeah, so he should know that we can totally clean this. No problem. I even made sure that we would hide it by... you can't see it over here, I think. Because I made his border a little bit deeper. So yeah, unless he sees this video, he might actually fall through that and get a little bit of a jump. The first item in our applied journey... I'm still laughing about that joke. Alright, we need some Certus quartz plates, and it looks like I've been processing a lot of that. I might not have wanted to make all of these plates. I probably should have made some crystals. Whoops. But that's okay. So, a charger. Beautiful. What do we do with it? I don't know. I imagine we either need to give it... we need to give it some sort of power. So for right now, we're going to temporarily slap it down right there. What do we do with it? Do we put in like a crystal and then it charges and then I right click again and we get a charged one? Okay. It's exactly how I expected it. Let's see. Can we do this with a hopper system? Hopper and hopper. Breaky breaky. Placey placey. Oh, you definitely need to get power from the back. Got it. Alright. And like that, do we get decharge? Decharge. Why no decharge? I am confused. Why you no charge? Okay. Let's take a look at the actual quest and see. Needs to be powered via RF, via energy conduits, or use AE. So why are these conduits not charging it? Oh, that's complicated. Huh. Okay, so it needs to be charged from like the bottom or something. Neat. Are we getting the charged ones down here? I love that we can turn it. That is hilarious. Yeah, it looks like we're getting our charged crystals. We will need to get some actual crystals. So back to the system where we make more of these. That is Certus quartz. I don't think that's the type we want. Certus quartz crystals. Why are you doing that? Oh, we need to put the Certus quartz in there again? That seems a little bit ridiculous. Does that work? What are we doing? Anywho, let's move on and find the next questy do. We need to make some charged quartz. Cool, we did that back. Now an energy acceptor doohickey along with some fluix crystals. Now, if I remember correctly, we need to toss charged quartz crystals plus nether quartz into, and redstone into a puddle next to one another and wait a moment to receive some of these things. So we have a puddle. Let's see if we can just make all 6 at one time. Oh, definitely going to need to turn off our little bauble. I'll just toss it in there. Charged in the ding, along with the redstone. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, that's not so bad. That's pretty quick. Zappity-doo. And then we get our fluix crystals. Nice. I like it. Now, what did we need this for? An energy acceptor doohickey, electrical steel plates, along with an LV hull. I think we should be in good order. Some electrical steel thingamabobbers and LV hull. Lovely. Not a problem at all. What else can we make with this? A few things. What were the electrical steel plates for then? Oh, we need to plate up the fluix crystals. Got it. Into the compressor you go. I did upgrade the compressor. It seemed like a relatively important thingamabobber that we needed to do. So, how many things do we make with these? Okay, so we're going to need a lot of fluix crystals. But for right now, we at least have an energy acceptor. Moving along to the next one. Probably the most important part is to get an energy cell to, well, I guess all of this stuff, huh? Because we need a terminal to access our stuff. We need a digital storage thing to be able to store our stuff. Yeah, gotta just keep chugging, I guess. Alright, how do we make these? So we're going to need rubber just to even get our covered cables. So I guess rubber will be the next thing. Rubber will also be really useful because we'll be able to wrap our energetic cable for MV power. If we ever want to do that, we can't wrap it like we've been doing just by grabbing some rubber and slapping it on there. Just won't work. Needs to be better from now on. Can we melt down this rubber? Oh, we can. Very nice. But we can also get it from sulfur and raw rubber pulp. So we have a lot of options as far as that goes. But we can always just... We could compress actual rubber, grab that, and then extract it. It's just not a very nice way. We'll probably go with the chemical reactor. Now, one thing that I have been doing is kind of upgrading our ability to make our circuits over here. We have quite a few circuits. I'm enjoying it. But we needed more tin, a lot more phenol. Phenol I actually needed for coke. I've been using it as a construction project for a very secret project. But for right now, we just need another assembling machine with rubber. So, a basic chemical plant will slap a thingamabob right there, a conveyor, because I want to be able to have an input bucket up there. We can always automate this process later, but for right now, this will do wonderfully. Should be able to just toss in this stuff, and this will make rubber. Yoink right there. Can I convince you to do that with this wrench, or does it have to be a Greg Tech wrench? I guess it just has to be a Greg Tech wrench. Fluid output, like so. This is gonna take its sweet time, isn't it? It is. This guy will be thusly. Now we will have rubber coming down here. We could make some cables first, but let's go with the applied ones. We need our very first wrapped cables, and for that we're going to need the alloy smelter with some fluix dust and some quartz fibers, which apparently we need pure nether quartz crystals. And that's made in the growth chamber. Well, we definitely got ahead of ourselves, didn't we? Alright. To make sand in a puddle of water to make the process faster, growth crystal accelerators. Okay. Well, we got the rubber ready. Now, it looks like reading is pretty important in terms of this, but the crystal growth chamber will do the job quite nicely by the looks of it. We won't have to drop things in puddles or make the accelerator thingamabobber, so we should just make this. It's what the quest recommends. And then we need some seeds. So that needs sand. There we go, sandy sand. Let's do some Certus quartz and some nether quartz for right now. We will get the fluix in a moment. But first we can test it out with these. Let's jump on down here and another temporary spot. Hopefully this functions. I don't see it getting any fluids, so that's a little bit interesting. We can put some things in here and it just functions? No? Yada yada. Allow you to perform. Hooray, you never have to do it. Insert one of each to produce the fluix crystals. How does it function? I see the growth chamber. Does it need to be charged? I feel like it needs to be charged. Surely it does. Maybe we have to flip it again. Maybe... Yeah, that worked. That worked very well. Just sort of slapped the energy acceptor on there and things just work beautifully. Yeah, these seeds grow significantly faster than I remember them growing in puddles. So puddles can just go away. I think we're going to need some Certus as well, but we took care of those. Now we're about to get the pure in terms of these guys. Lovely. Do these things... What happens if we... I guess they only can be turned into wires and whatnot, but these nether quartz ones are the ones we need to turn into the actual cables. Are they used for anything else? It doesn't look like it. Because I'm assuming... Alright, we will need a few for that. So we'll save that and make more fluid. Unfortunately, we had some technological issues that needed to be resolved, and thus we did get the conduits and the pure fluix crystals. Not too tricky. We saw the rubber and the creation of these cables. It's just some quartz, fluix. They get wrapped in the assembler, and then they get crafted into ME conduits. No big deal. And we know how we got the pure fluix crystals, which is excellent. I am a little bit curious if... Okay, these can make the plates as well, and they look like they can be used for almost everything, which is pretty nifty. Pure crystals. I like them. Unfortunately, we can't... I don't think we can grind them. That'd be really cool. So it would effectively allow us to grow more and more, but it seems to not appreciate that. Now, we are going to do the next quest together. This is the energy cell. This is going to allow us to basically have some backup power. Beautiful. And now, I think we want to work towards some sort of terminal. Especially that one. Now, what are we going to need for that? I believe we need an illuminated panel. Yes. And then from here... it gets turned into a interface of some sort, and a terminal right there with a circuit, and then crafting terminal will need the calculation processor for at some point, but the terminal will be our first foray into that adventure. Oh, we could make an inscriber and just sort of skip some of these steps. Yeah, I want a crafting terminal relatively quickly, so we're going to get an inscriber as well. Let's see, what do we need for that? Let's see, might as well make a bunch of inscribers, because I know that there's going to be many recipes for that, and thankfully we already have a few of the presses, but we don't have all of them. What one am I missing? That is a good question. We have calculation, logic, and engineering. Are we missing silicone? We are missing silicone. So we'll need to get this one. Oh, is that the important one? No! Oh, you know what? I think I've seen a few craters around. Let's go see if we can find a silicone one, because I don't want to craft that ourselves right now. After flying around for what felt like half an hour, I don't know, I didn't keep track, I realized that this is probably a little bit easier than I thought. Can I still make this, please? What are we missing? Electrum? Electrum? Ah, nether quartz. Bingo. Thankfully we have some of that. All we need to do is really make an emitter, toss that in here, make a precision laser engraver, and we should be in good shape to make this inscriber. A block of aluminum is no big deal, and we can autoclave a singular diamond relatively easy. We're probably skipping ahead a little bit, but that's no big deal. And there we go, our diamond lens pops out right there. Temporary location? Oh dear. Alright. That engraver might be really useful for certain things. I'm going to take a look at what it can do at a later juncture, but for right now, oh, it's so slow. Oh, it's so slow. Okay, we wait. And there we go. I had to wait. You guys didn't. Now let's see. So, inscription press, yada yada, place in place. It should be as simple as pressing some silicone. Probably would have, might have been good to process some silicone, huh? How do we get these silicone plates? Do we have to cook them? Okay, we do a standard cook, and then probably just a compression. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Toss in some silicone right there. We probably already have a little bit cooked. Do we not? Cadmium? What does that look like? Silicone. Is it a... Oh. Okay. Compressor. Compress those. Beautiful. I only need one right now. Might have processed a little bit too much copper. Whoopsie daisies. There we go. Silicone plate. Grab you. And what else? Certus plate. I think that's what we need. So in this one, can I toss a silicone plate in the top? No, you have to come in from the side or something like that. We're going to need to figure out how to automate these inscribers, but for right now, this will do nicely. There we go, our printed silicone. Did that not even come out the bottom? Or did I not give it enough time? I don't know. And then we have to squish some stuff onto it. How's that work? What are we doing? Because we want the calculation press, which is this fellow. So that is calculation, engineering, calculation. Beautiful. Toss in some of those, and it just functions. Nice, very nice. Do you come out the bottom? You don't come out the bottom? What? Alright, well, we'll figure out that process. And then we just have to get another one of these. Ay, ay, ay. Good thing we made a lot of inscribers. Tossy, tossy. And then we squeeze it around a circuit, I believe. Fantastic. Jump on down here. Toss in that fella. And we should have the calculation processor that we need to make our press doohickey. So the first step is to make an illuminated panel. Lovely. Make sure there's no quest for that. The next one is an ME terminal. Lovely. I think there is a quest for that. Beautiful. But we're going to go the next distance, or the next league, to make a crafting terminal. That will allow us to do some crafting in the actual terminal itself. Now, apparently, it thinks that we need a ME chest. Why would it think that? Probably because it's needed for the ME drive, right? Yes, we will need that along with a sensor. Okay. And more emitters. Cool. Alright, well, I want this functional before the end of the episode, so we're going to push a little bit through to get that. Alright. All we need is to make some of these dudes, and we should be in good shape. Looks like we're only making one right now. Now we can make a chest thingamabobber. Let's see, what's the process for that? Looks like it's relatively straightforward. What are we missing? First off, there's the chest, and that should be a quest complete. Why can't I make more of those? What are we missing? Some of these circulation or illumination plates, I think. There we go. Now what are we missing? Honestly. But that's fine. We're going to move forward, truck ahead, and we're going to get these lovely an ME drive. Fantastic. Beautiful. I love it. So now we have almost everything we need to store something. We just want to be able to store a little bit. And then we'll set up a spot for our ME system, or at least the beginnings of it, right? Man, our inventory is getting ridiculous. We should definitely solve that soon. But first, we do need to make a storage drive. Okay. The first things that we will need are these ME storage components, okay? These are what we're going to wrap with a storage housing. Beautiful. And just like that, we should be able to make a few of these lovely storage cells. Now, unfortunately, they don't stack. How many can fit in a drive? Looks like 10. Let's make 10 just for giggles. Yoink. Well, we made more, but I think that we can empty them. Can't we empty them somehow? If we made extras, that's no big deal. It's not too much resources. Now we have absolutely everything that we could possibly need to make an ME system. Or at least a rather rudimentary one. Now, I am going to steal back our energy acceptor, and we're going to find the location that will work for this. I think it'll be somewhere around here, because I think I have a wonderfully amusing way of setting up our perfect spot for the ME system. Here is where we'll have it. Now, if we, you can see the idea back there is that we have an ME conduit coming through there. It then needs to connect to an ME glass cable, and if we paint it brown, which was just with a little bit of dye, we should be able to place the ME crafting thing on there, and from that point we should be able to then access things. Beautiful. We can put in items because we have the stuff back there, and we should be able to make out of the glass some items. Beautiful. Specifically cable facades. The reason I want cable facades is that we can click around this and we'll be able to make it look as if the glass is whole, when in reality, of course, it is not. Let's just get this bottom one, which is kind of on the trickier side. Lovely. Glass, glass. And then the last one would be on top there, but I'm not entirely too sure it's necessary. We are getting the effect. And then one in front. Beautiful. How on earth did we lose a glass right here? It's not in our inventory. Oh, it was the stem. Yeah, and that looks a little bit better. Nice. I think I might get rid of that bottom one. But just like that, we're in good shape to... There, is that what we want? Place. Perfect. And just like we've demonstrated, we should be able to jump onto this side, and we'll see that our ME drive has energy. This storage cell is using 2 types. If we give this more items, it'll use up more types, so to speak. and we can just start pumping items into this, and we should be in good order. This is a little bit tall, so I think, is there a medium? Can I have a medium? Yeah, this is brilliant. And we can also sort it based on what type of mod it's from. So Applied Energestics, AE2 stuff, AE2. I am not seeing any smart cables, which does have me a little bit concerned. And I'm also not seeing any dense cables. So we might have to get a little bit creative with how we do our ME system. But so far, we at least have something up and running. And it's in a somewhat centralized location. Yes, it's not close to all of our machines. We can always get another terminal, but for a starting one, I think that is beautiful. It kind of hints to the fact that we are technologically situated here, and things are fantastic. So, I think that unfortunately we're going to have to call it there. This has been a very packed episode, and I hope that you've enjoyed. Hopefully Brim falls into that trap before he sees it. Okay, don't tell him. I'll see you in the next episode. This has been Creeta, playing Omnifactory. Bye-bye!